Hey folks, Jim here from Tobacco Solutions, and thanks for tuning in. What I have here is the new eLeaf iStick 60 watt temperature control with the Melo or Melo 2 tank. Now it's not really new, it's been out since about October, but I bought mine about 2 weeks ago and I've been using it ever since. So what this video review is going to be all about is my experiences using the kit, as well as some of the functions and features of the mod itself. So keep watching. First of all, folks, I know it's been a very long time since I put out a video. Around September this year, my wife and I moved into a new place, so I spent that time getting settled in. But now that we're almost there, you're going to start seeing a whole lot more video reviews out of me starting today. And let's talk about the iStick 60 watt temperature control. On my left hand, I've got the iStick 50 watt that came out about a year ago. As you can see, the 50 watt's a little wider, a little shorter than the 60 watt temperature control. The 50 watt actually had two built-in 18650 batteries. The 60 watt has a one 18650 battery compartment. You have to provide the battery yourself. So what we're going to do now is we'll go over the actual mod itself of the 60 watt TC, and then we'll go over the Melo 2 tank. So let's look at the temperature control 60 watt mod itself. Right here you do have your firing button, your OLED display, your adjustment bar, and your menu button. Turning up to the top, you have your 510 threading, and it's spring-loaded. I'm sure you can see that, how it's popping up and down. On the bottom, you have your USB port. For those of you who have seen my previous videos, you understand that I don't like the USB port being on the bottom. It kind of makes it difficult to charge your battery and vape at the same time. It should be on the side. To turn your device on, you got to press the firing button 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you take a look, there's 2 side panels over here that are black. This is stainless steel. To get into your battery compartment, before I get into that, let's talk about this part right here. A lot of people get confused at thinking that this is a battery ventilation hole. That's not what it is. It's for your necklace attachment. If you want to hang this around your neck, I don't think that's a good idea. It'll be a little cumbersome, especially when you have a tank on it, but that's what it's for. It's not a battery ventilation. It's for a necklace attachment. To get into your battery compartment, there's a little slot right here on the side. I don't have nails, so I'm going to have to use this to get into it. And you just pop that up. There are magnetic connectors right here to make it easier for it to attach. And there's your battery. Again, you want to use one 18650 battery, and I recommend using something that's 2500 mAh at least. Anything less than that, then you run the risk of getting a battery low indicator, especially when you're on the temperature control mode. To pop it out, it's real easy. Just do it that way, and it's out of the way. Here's your positive connection and your negative connection. It's nicely displayed. To get the other side panel removed, there's a little arrow down there on the bottom. Simply pop something in there, and you can take it out that way. Now your kit only comes with one set of side panels, so if you want to customize the look of it, you're going to have to order separate side panels. Currently the color selections are blue, teal, gray, black, and white. I'm sure there'll be more. There are 3 different mod frame colors to choose from. The one I have here is the brushed silver, but you could also get the chrome or the matte black color as well. So we went over the basic features of the mod itself. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go over some of the functions that the mod can do. Obviously the wattage runs between 1 and 60 watts, and in temperature control it'll run between 200 to 600 degrees Fahrenheit or 100 to 315 degrees Celsius. On your regular atomizer head, to lock in your wattage and voltage, you're going to have to press both sides of your adjustment bar at the same time. And now it's locked in. To unlock it, just press it again. And now it's unlocked. I'm going to show you how you could cycle through your various modes. What you got to do is you're going to have to press your menu button, which is a small one all the way at the end. And you could cycle through your power mode and then your temperature modes, either nickel or titanium. You're going to have to look on the screen over here on the far right. Right now we're in power mode. And if I just hold on to the menu button, you see now it's in nickel. Press it again. Now it's titanium. And now I'm back into regular power mode. I now have it in temperature control mode. As you can see, it's got nickel written over there on the far right side. I'm going to show you how to lock the temperature and the wattage when you do have it in temperature control mode. So what I want you to do is take a look at this ohm symbol right over here towards the middle. You see that? Now, to lock it, what you have to do is you go to your adjustment bar all the way in the far right, and you're going to press that and the firing button at the same time. And see, the ohm meter now has changed, or the ohm symbol has changed to a lock. To unlock it, do the same thing, and now it's unlocked. You know, you can actually even adjust your wattage when you're in temperature control mode. Right now, I'm in the nickel mode with temperature of 230 degrees and 38.4 watts, as you can see right down there. To adjust your wattage when you're in temperature control mode, put your left hand on the menu button, and then at the same time press your far left or your far right of the adjustment bar to bring it up or down. So if I want to bring it up, I'm going to put it to far right, and now I'm at 38.5, 38.7, and I'm bringing it up. If I want to bring it down, go on the far left side, and I'm bringing it down. A little hard to do, and you got to be careful pressing them both at the same time, because if you press the menu button before you press the adjustment bar, it's going to wind up taking you into titanium and then perhaps even to regular power mode. The iStick TC 60 watt does have a stealth mode feature available. To engage it, you have to press your firing button and your adjustment button on the far left side at the same time. And there you go. Okay, stealth is on, so this pretty much dims your OLED display, so when you press your firing button to vape, the OLED display is not displayed. But if you want to check and see what your settings are currently at, you press your firing button really quickly and it will show you what it is. So I imagine the stealth mode is probably best used in situations like when you're in a movie theater. Where you can still vape and not draw attention to yourself. Just like the older iStick models, you could flip your OLED display. The first thing you have to do is turn your mod off. So click the trigger, the firing button 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's off. Then you go to your adjustment bar and press the far left and the far right at the same time. Hold it down. And your OLED display is flipped. To flip it again, just do the same thing. Press the far left and the far right side of the adjustment bar, and there it is. So now let's move over to the Melo 2 or the Melo 2 tank itself. There's a few things that I want to discuss with you on this tank. First of all, on the bottom of the tank is where you have your adjustable airflow. And when you have that thing fully open, the draw is very easy and very clean. It's much easier than the Kanger Sub-Tank Mini. I like this one a lot. Now on the top part right here, this may be something new to some of you. This is not an airflow adjuster. What this is your top fill. So you can put your e-liquid inside of your tank. It's more of a side fill than a top fill, but you hold your tank to the side and you get a dropper with your e-liquid in and you simply just squirt it inside there. Now the important thing to remember on this is to shut this when you're done filling it in, because if you don't and you're taking a vape, your e-liquid's going to spill out all over your shirt. Trust me, this has happened to me once or twice. A couple other things that come with the kit itself. You do have a separate instruction manual for your Melo 2 or Melo 2 tank. You do have 3 heads that come with it. The one that's currently inside the tank is your 0.3 ohm Kanthal head, but you also get a titanium head, which is 0.5 ohms. That's the one with the red seal around it. And then you have your nickel head, which is 0.15 ohms, and that's got the blue seal. Over here, as you can see, there's also a couple different sealing rings, also red and blue. You could use that to either customize your tank if that's what you want, or just to let you know what kind of head is currently inside of your tank. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and remove the Kanthal head, and I'm going to put the titanium one inside, get that all primed up, and start vaping it in temperature control mode. Alright, so now I'm going to remove the 0.3 ohm Kanthal head, put that to the side, and now I'm going to install the titanium 0.5 ohm head with the red seal and just screw that in. Now the important thing to do here, folks, is to prime it up, otherwise you're going to burn it all out if you don't do it. So just put a couple drops of e-liquid inside there. So at this point we're going to go ahead and let this head soak up the e-liquid juice, get it all primed and ready, and then we'll put it in the tank and start vaping it in temperature control mode. All right, folks, so now it's the moment of truth. If you recall at the beginning of the video, I was using a 0.3 ohm Canthal head. I've since replaced it with the titanium head. It's been primed, it's ready to go. I've got it currently set at 500 degrees Fahrenheit at 45 watts. Let's see what it does. Nice big cloud there. Let's do one more. Nice, really nice. I'm going to bump it up from 500 degrees Fahrenheit to 550. Okay, 550. And I'm going to increase the wattage now. It's at 45 watts. Let's bring it up to 55 watts. And there we go, 55 watts. 55 watts, 550 degrees, titanium head. One more. That's nice, folks. I know I could describe this to you, but it's not going to be the same thing as if you're actually trying it. You really do taste the e-liquid when you have it in temperature control mode. It's a really nice, pleasurable vape when you put it in temperature control. It's outstanding. So that's it, folks. That pretty much covers everything you need to know about the eLeaf iStick 60 watt temperature control. So what I want to do now is leave you with my final thoughts of this kit after using it for about 2 weeks. And I want to start with the things that I did not like about it. The first thing is the USB port, which is on the bottom of the mod itself. I think that's a bad design feature. They should be on the side panels so you can lay it down vertically and charge at the same time. You don't want to have to lay it down on the side when you're vaping and charging. That's just not a good thing to do. Keep it on the side. The second thing is that this does not come with an 18650 battery. You've got to buy one separately if you don't already have one on hand. And you want to make sure that your battery is going to be at least 2500 mAh or close to it. Anything less than that, then you run the risk of getting a battery low indicator light, especially when you're in temperature control mode. Another thing that I noticed is that when you're in the power mode, your battery life sucks. It's going to last maybe about 6 hours. So make sure you have 2 batteries, one that's charged and the other one that's in the mod itself. It sucks battery life out of it really quickly. Additionally, in power mode, e-liquid does not last long at all. It's an e-liquid guzzler in power mode. You're going to fill this thing up maybe about 2 or 3 times a day. So have plenty of e-liquid on hand. What I did notice is that when it's in temperature mode, the battery actually lasts longer, and your e-liquid life or your e-liquid lasts a lot longer in the tank as well. So keep it in temperature control mode if you can, if you've got enough heads to spare. Finally, the one thing I didn't like about it is this side fill, the top side fill. Although it's an innovative idea, it's nice, it seems to be an efficient and easier way to fill your tank. You run the risk of spilling your e-liquid out if you don't shut this thing completely. One thing that I noticed is that when I was swapping out the heads and replacing the Canthal head with a titanium head, I had to put my hand on both sides of the tank to unscrew it. When I did that, I actually opened up the valve, the fill valve, and some of the e-liquid spilled out of it. So that's something that you have to keep in mind when you're using this Melo 2 tank. Other than that, let's talk about what I did like about it. The vapor production is phenomenal. What I like about this is that you actually get the full flavor of the e-liquid. It's an easy draw. It's much better than a Kanger sub-tank. I enjoyed using it. The flavor's great. The vapor production is phenomenal. It's a modern, high-tech mod. You saw the features that this thing has, including stealth mode, flip of display, and so be it. There's so many things that you could do with this mod. So if you want a new, modern vaporizer that does a variety of different things and is temperature control, this is definitely one to get. Now, I got this over at Direct Vapor, and the reason why I got it with them is because they match the price of any other brands out there. So if you find something from a different site and they're selling it for cheaper, let Direct Vapor know and they'll match that price. And I'll put a link to Direct Vapor at the bottom of this video. I hope you like this review. There's going to be plenty more coming. I'm getting settled in the house, so stand by. Next week I'll probably have something new for you. Thanks for watching.